If what happens?
Oh, it's going to get real spicy.
Yeah, it's getting spicy in here.
Oh, it's going to overheat.
It's spicy, Spencer, here at the chewy.
Chow.
That was the funniest thing. I just came out of nowhere.
That was,
Like,
that was so random. It was funny.
Yeah. Talking about my balls and everything.
And it's
just random.
It's hotter here this week than it was.
Oh my gosh, was that hot? This last 2 days of practice, one of the 2 hottest days I've ever been on the water.
Yeah, I put in my top 5, literally day 1.
Yeah, day one.
Just enough of a breeze.
Yeah.
Kept me.
Like doable. Dude, that first day of practice, like.
Dude, I mean, honestly, I can't ever remember fishing and you can feel sweat running down your back in your butt crack.
Yeah.
Ever.
I was even running down my
Yesterday,
legs.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah, you're like, your legs never sweat. I
It's
didn't know
bad
it was possible.
when like you can feel that the sweat is like a consistent drip.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's a stream of sweat
Right.
on
Non-stop.
schedule.
Yeah.
It's scheduled. You're sweating so much that it's coming at a consistent pace.
We were all talking coming into this, you know, obviously we saw the heat, knew what it was going to be. We were all talking about swimming, but the water temperature was like 4 degrees cooler than the air temperature.
I jumped in once and it didn't do much.
No, I had to get in. I got stuck. I had to wait myself out. It was literally like a hot dog.
It literally did not cool me down at all.
Probably as many things swimming around in it as your average hot tub.
Viruses.
Public hot tub.
Yeah.
I got in once.
Like
hotels,
motels.
We were both thinking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I was looking for water. I wanted to be in deeper than 4 foot of water when I jumped in because like I didn't want to like be in the grass or anything. And dude, I'm trolling out to get in the depth and like there's just catfish all over the stuff.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm just gonna stick my
They
foot.
found everything
I know.
here.
Come up with a noodle of catfish in my foot.
I saw one on day 1. There was a tire on the bottom, and there were 2 catfish. One was laying this way, the other one was laying this way. They both had their heads in the sidewall, just sitting inside a tire.
Catfish are weird.
Dude, your scout must be a lot better than mine.
No,
He's talking about his
I looked down and I was like, hey, there's a tire. And then I was like, wait a minute. And I backed up and it was 2 catfish. And you can poke them with your rod and they just kind of move
see how,
around.
like,
They must have been
They
small
look-
then. No.
they were just laying there perfectly motionless, facing sidewall.
I somehow have not caught one yet. As many as I've thrown my bait.
That's a miracle.
I don't
I
know,
know.
but yeah,
I've
that's
caught
a
a bunch
miracle.
of snakehead.
The couple places that I seen you fishing, I was like, he is reeling in the catfish nonstop.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't catch any, but
I caught one. I can't remember what I caught it on. It had to have been a chatterbait. Boy, I sucker locked it up. And I'm like, it's
I had a
starting.
couple hit a chatterbait. You know when they hit
Oh.
chatterbait, like it's like they about ripped the rod out of your hand when they.
No, I didn't. I caught a little Texas rig.
What?
Yep, Texas rig. She been on the fall, fired out there, picked up one. It's just, I'm like, there she is, real down. Whacked her. And I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Then I felt these.
Yeah.
The best is when you look down at scope and you pitch your drop shot at one, it swims down to it, gets right on it, and then it goes, pew!
Yeah. I'm out of here.
Why do they do that? They fill it with
Cat-
the whiskers or
I think
something?
catfish know when things are fake and are a lot more concerned about it than bass are. They know it better than bass do because bass aren't concerned. They see something's fake and they're like, that might be fake, but I'm not afraid of it. And catfish see that it's fake and they're like, they're not normal again for like a week after that.
Yeah,
it's like they've been traumatized.
Yeah, they're like, ah! You scared the crap out of them. They've run off. Way more catfish than bass this week.
Yeah, this place has got catfish in it.
It's incredible.
They're always busting around on top, too.
Gosh, I hate when they come up and just
This is
splash.
the only
their
place I've
tail.
ever seen where they consistently come up like that.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're around them, they let you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And if you ain't paying attention, like, if you haven't seen them a lot, you'll think think it was a bass.
Don't
because
confuse you.
the way they come up and like spin with their tail, it looks like a bass after you push them water.
Yeah.
So from the right angle, it looks like a bass blowing up, but you know it's a catfish.
Yeah, I got in 2 places this week where it was literally every 10 seconds. They're going.
You can just tell because you'll hear that.
Yeah.
You don't
It's
hear
a
that
different sound.
suction
Yeah,
with it.
it's a different sound for sure. You can get used to, but gosh, thankfully we haven't caught too many of them. Probably will all show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Every bite I get is going to be a snakehead and a catfish. Guaranteed.
Y'all catch these snakeheads?
I caught one.
Yeah,
Caught
I did too.
4,
2 pounds.
4.
and
I've seen a bunch.
Too long.
Have you guys seen all the snakehead fry? Have you seen that?
Seen what's fry. I don't know if snakehead or what, but
No, you would know. So the snakehead fry, they look red.
oh yeah.
They're like this big, and they look like bugs on the surface, like jumping out of the water. And you troll over there, and there'll be like literally thousands of them in a cloud. And then there's this one giant snakehead guarding them.
Oh, you see snakehead?
Oh yeah, that's how I
They
knew
must
they're
have just
snakehead.
spawned recently.
No, I mean they were like an
And
inch and a
snakeheads
half.
just stayed with them.
Yeah,
Marshall said you could put your hand in the water and scoop them up.
you could. Yeah, like they like literally they would not spook at all. You could just pick them
I'll
up.
take a freaking paddle.
Yeah, I know.
Them things are
That's the problem with them is they're such a successful spawn and they can take over. Like literally, I promise you, I see no less than 20,000 snakehead fry. Like these
They're
little balls.
supposed
I
to
seen
be
like
pretty
5 balls of like literally thousands of them,
That's crazy.
and they just they're like swirling around. And then there's one obviously big snakehead there guarding them.
Yeah.
They're supposedly incredible to eat.
The big snakeheads are, yeah.
The little ones are?
Well, I don't know.
I'm talking
That's
about
like a
2
chicken
pounder.
nugget.
when you said big,
No,
I'm
like a
thinking
grown one,
10,
yeah.
15 pounds.
Yeah, no, a grown one.
2 to 3 pounds.
I've had them one time.
They're good?
Yeah, it's real good food. Like,
Is it real white meat or what is
yeah,
it?
it's a real white meat. Yeah.
No
Bowfin
really?
with cosmetic
No bones.
upgrades.
Yeah.
I think they look pretty cool.
They are cool.
They're
I tell
really
you,
cool fish.
It's
They
amazing.
just like a
how-
copperhead.
Yeah, they
That's what they
do.
look
It's
like.
amazing how like much muscle is in them. Like when you grab them behind the head,
Just
Yeah.
hard.
they tense up. Like, dude, it feels like you're grabbing somebody's bicep.
Yeah.
They're like trying
Yeah.
to. Oh,
You feel like any minute he could just go crazy. And
oh,
just
I had one. They
That's
flopped all in the boat and went. Oh, I literally got to throw my gloves away. Apparently, snakeheads stink. 'Cause
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Get the tiny little eyeballs.
I know.
I mean, tiny little eyeballs.
Yeah,
They love top
and
water. I'll
some
tell you
razor
that.
sharp teeth. Oh yeah,
Especially a buzz
when
bite.
they eat a frog, it's just gone.
Mhm.
It is.
Scratch, cut it off. Yeah, it's always just a suck, just a.
Just like a bowfin.
Or like that, the exact opposite. I've had them not this week, but other times where literally they come up and jump out of the water like 3-4 feet when they eat it, just straight up out of the water. But
The last 2 events this season between this one and SAG are going to be like the snakehead bowfin accidental fraud catch capital tournaments of the world.
yeah,
Because you're going to catch a bunch of bowfin at SAG.
there's gonna be
Really?
Yeah, dude. There's big bowfin.
I didn't see that, man. Do you remember much?
Last time I went, I caught like 7 of them in 2 days on a frog.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you
That's
don't have
not
to worry about that this year, Drew.
I hope not.
You will not have to worry about that this year.
30 extra miles of shoreline is a lot of extra shoreline.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Mhm.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So what do y'all think the weights are gonna be?
Weights on the Potomac. I don't even want to begin to guess. We embarrassed ourselves
After
last time.
Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, we should retire from
I don't
guessing.
even want to say anything. Like that was embarrassing.
Though, man.
Yeah, that
That is
definitely
different.
was.
That was different.
I don't know. This one, there's a lot of bass in the Potomac. A lot of bass. They can just be really fickle. The water temperature's so hot, like it really shuts them down. They,
95.8 was the
Yeah.
hottest that I saw.
I saw 96.11.
92.
I know.
95. I don't know that. Maybe I've fished in water temperature that hot before, but if I did, I don't remember it.
No,
Like, I've
in a
seen,
normal
like-
fishery, like a power plant lake.
Yeah, that's
that doesn't count.
right.
But,
No. I'm talking about a natural, like
Yeah.
because of the heat,
Yeah.
No, that's
outside air
hot.
temperature.
That's really hot.
This afternoon helps.
A little rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it
Just
cool?
cloud cover.
Was it cool rain? I don't know. I was inside.
It was nice.
Was
it?
it?
Was
It
delightful.
was pleasant.
And it wasn't
Cold
cold
rain.
rain, so it was
No, it was
just
like cool air.
It was
Cooler.
great.
Yeah, that's not bad. Then.
What's crazy to me is like, of course, TVA. Like my train of thought's always different, but like usually when it gets hot, they go out. Like
Yeah.
not out in the
Like
middle,
offshore.
clearly,
Yeah,
but they'll
deeper.
get in a little bit deeper water. It's
Yeah.
like they went shallow.
No,
I
they
think
want
it's
their
the
back
opposite.
out of the water.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's an oxygen
Has
level
to be.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
because everything's so silty and mucky out there. And I'm not saying 10 or 12, but like you'd think they're getting that 3 to 6 anyway. You know.
And the fact that it's moving, you know, there shouldn't be like a
like stagnant.
Yeah, there shouldn't
Any
be
thermocliner,
Yeah, there
obviously,
shouldn't be a
definitely.
thermocline or anything. But
Right.
I mean, I've been reading stuff on this, you know, with the pond, and it's like when that water warms up, anything deeper than like 4 feet is useless to them. There's no oxygen. They all want to live in less than 4 feet, and I could see that being the case here. But I agree. It seems like they're dirt shallow. Like
And
Whether it's low tide or high tide,
Yeah.
like you can't catch them in the same areas.
no, but
But
they
they're
want to use the
like-
same depth of water.
yes, they're in less than 2 foot,
Yeah.
regardless.
yeah, and it's kind of always that way here, you
Is
know. But
Yeah.
I tell you what'll be nice. One of these days, I will have the experience that y'all do, like where we go. For the last 2 years, I'm so tired of outside of the TVA. Like I don't know anything. History
Dude, this place
any of
been
these places.
out here all the last 2 years in BPT, other than Saginaw or St. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Been
yeah,
like I mean,
I mean,
Chickamauga.
I'm glad that we go to new fisheries. Like, don't get me wrong, but these aren't even a lot of these aren't even new fisheries to
Yeah.
the BPT. And they're just new to me. You know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah.
ready to
Or
have a
people
couple
that
years under me where I
have
kind of
FLW or invitation.
yeah, right. There's
Extended
history.
period of time.
If you've been in the game for a little while, you've probably seen it.
yeah.
You
I'm ready to
mentioned
get to that point.
Well,
Kentucky
it'll take a lot.
Lake and-
Well, like so, this place for me, like I grew up fishing here. Like this is only 4 hours from the house.
Oh, is it really?
I came around here all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, like we had Pennsylvania State like
Yeah,
Federation tournaments and
Right.
stuff. A Bass Nation, like
back in the heyday.
I fished quite a few tournaments here, and it took my licks. Like it took me a while to get
Yeah.
somewhat of a grasp on here, but between that and BFLs and Toyotas, like I probably fished a dozen, 15 tournaments here.
Yeah.
now,
Probably got
so,
40 days,
Yeah,
something like that.
And then in talking about like guessing weights and Kentucky Lake and stuff, this one will be very similar to Kentucky in terms of how the weights look to how it actually plays out. Which is if you have a productive area, you're going to do all right. 2 productive areas, you're probably going to do really well. You got 3 productive areas, especially at 2 different tides, you're going to crush them. And so on paper, it's going to look amazing. But in
Yeah.
actuality, this place, just like Kentucky, has a ton of dead water.
Oh,
Ton.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
somebody has more than 6 places found, they are the magician of wonders. They have performed the miraculous.
Yeah, like big groups of fish.
The problem is a lot of those areas, like, I mean, like, I've got like 7, 8 places you really got them, but they're only biting on the same time.
The same
Same
time.
time, yeah.
So you can't
Exactly.
fish them all.
That's the issue with the Potomac is making the right decision to be in the right area for the 2-hour window that you
Yeah.
need to be there, 3-hour window. Like that's what always tricked me up on the Potomac was it was like you get a couple bites in practice and you think, oh, I can just go back there throughout the day and get a couple bites, but it's like very specific on when they want to bite, when they want to be there, and may be a little different from day to day. Like I found that even like you got to be in areas and like say you get bit on like a high tide, well you got to be there like as it's still coming up, and then as it starts going down, like there's like a 3 or 4 hour window there where they may decide to feed tomorrow or the next day or whatever. It's got to be relatively close, but
Yeah.
like it won't be the exact minute day to day.
Yeah.
Or the exact hour. It could change, but it's, you know, relatively close to the same water level is kind of important.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with the way the place like breathes, as far as like clean water coming out or dirty water going in. That's a big factor.
And whether
in a
the
lot of
area
places.
you're fishing is like, I think one thing that's probably pretty important, especially for guys that understand this really well, is understanding, do you fish this area because they get here because of current, or do they get here because of water level? And it's,
I think it's good. It's still rolling.
but
It's blanking something.
some of those places they set up because of a certain current flow, and so you're fishing an object, you're fishing a pattern. And
Yeah.
some places they just get because the water level forces them to get there
Yeah.
because you lose the water and everything around it, or vice versa, a bunch of water gets put in somewhere,
Yeah,
and they're there
ditches
because
are
of water
huge.
level.
Ditches are huge. Like on low tide, ditches like
Depressions.
yeah, any little spot that has just a little bit deeper water than the surrounding area is always.
It's a good place for depressions. Lots of them. I've had depressions every time.
You've had depression all week.
I'm going to. when I roll up to where I want to start, and there's 8 boats.
8 boats already there. It is gonna fish a little small.
That's-
Potomac always does.
Yeah, but I just feel like the area is like researching. Y'all, you knew coming into this there would be a lot of boats in a handful of areas, but
Yeah.
there was usually like that area was fairly big. This year, and obviously I don't have the history, but it just doesn't seem like there's near as much grass. So
No.
like the areas are confined, like consolidated.
Yeah, there is way less grass than usual. The last couple times we've been here, like what, 23? We were here for the invitational.
Yep.
The grass was phenomenal compared to now. Like it was what, 3-4 times what it is now.
Yeah, it was.
There was grass, milfoil, beautiful stuff everywhere, and I don't know what happened. Like maybe it was a cold winter and it killed it, but
I think they had a bunch of rain up here a little while back.
And
Cause
that killed
yeah, because they were talking about it during the invitational into James, which would be,
yeah,
they'd got the same water.
yeah.
I think there was
Something
back
like that.
early May or right when the grass started. to
Decrease
grow.
the water clarity enough that it didn't grow.
Right, it just
X
didn't.
amount of depth.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that doesn't really make any sense because usually, if it wanted to grow, the shallowest areas would still have it, and that doesn't seem to necessarily. There is a lot of grass up shallow,
But not milfoil.
But not-
like,
right.
A lot of it here is usually milfoil, and there's
It's like
mostly
straight up
hydrilla.
eelgrass.
Eelgrass, like if it's in that like what 2 to 4 foot range, it's eelgrass.
yeah,
In hyper shallow hydrilla.
Yeah, the hydrilla's grown really shallow, and in the creeks and stuff, like the backs of the creeks and whatnot, it's all hydrilla. And then not a whole lot of coontail or milfoil. I did not find what I was looking for on that, but like you said, it combined all the fish to smaller areas, and it's gonna fish small, but it's gonna, like, people are gonna catch them for sure.
Oh, 100%.
What happens, like, practice is always iffy on the Potomac because you'll get 2 or 3, 4 bites in an area and then leave, and you don't really know what's there. And then you show up on tournament day, and those 3 or 4 bites turn into 20 bites pretty quick.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of that happen where guys hunker down in an area for 3, 4, 5 hours and end up catching way more than they ever expected to because the fish are just really confined with the less grass.
I'm feeling the same feeling right now that I felt like anytime I've been in a city and tried to use their public transportation system and I have no idea how it works. It's like, well, I think it leaves at this time, so I'm going to show up like 2 hours early and I'm going to wait because I know if I'm there waiting, I'll be there when it shows up.
They get the
And everybody that understands how the system works, guess what? They get their whole day. They get to go do this, go do that, experience their whole day, and I'm waiting on that one bus stop because at least I know that around this time the bus is going to show up. But I don't know when, so I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to wait for it to fall on me.
I never thought of it that way, but that's a good way of putting it.
That's how I feel.
He's always good for that.
It's
I'm
like
going to the
getting to
bus
the
stop.
airport
and
extra
I'm
early.
camping.
Yeah, right.
I'm camping out, son, because I know it's going to get there at some point. I
They're
just
gonna show
got to
up
be there when it happens.
Well, what if your boat being there spooks them and they never show up?
That's hey, trust me, I'm making long casts. I'm going to reach it before they get to
You
me.
catch just enough before the crowd shows up that they're like, we're not showing up today.
Yeah,
got
they're going
word.
to catch them on the way out. Hey,
Yeah.
don't go in there.
We got word that there's some bad stuff going on where we're usually at.
Don't do that.
Well, maybe they'll detour over to me.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's going to be an interesting day for me tomorrow, I think. I have no plan I'd say pre 11:30. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do.
Just
Nice.
check them
I've got,
Yeah.
and catch the
Go
world's
scoop.
greatest aggregation of blue catfish. Imagine how much weight you could catch every fish counts blue catfish with like a 6-inch minnow here right now.
Oh,
Have you
my
tried it?
goodness.
Oh, I picked it up once and that was a horrible decision. Horrible decision.
I threw them in on a little piece of wood where there was a load of catfish, and I couldn't catch one.
Really?
They would come up and look at it, and then just.
This is the first tournament in a long time that I have not thrown a minnow in practice.
I pulled them out of the boat today. I pulled them out.
I did too.
The last time I did that was
About 3 years ago.
the Chilling River last year, and then I had them back in the boat before the tournament was
Right, I was
over.
gonna say you probably regretted that because you probably could have caught something on it.
Yes.
When your boat's 66 on the Potomac, you got to take them out, don't you?
Oh,
Boat numbers don't matter in the BPT, right?
yeah. Until you got a 1 football field size area that you
Yeah.
know you can catch them in, and so did everybody else. I am calling it right now. If I can keep my wits about me after blast off in the morning, like I might settle down and be all right. But I'm fully expecting like a blow up come about 15 minutes into the day.
Yeah.
I
You're
am
gonna lose your mind.
the last boat out in the morning. The last one.
Yeah.
Like literally, I
Well,
could
you
have
can just make
survived.
friends with whoever's there.
Bring good snacks, man. Everybody will want to meet you.
Offer him some watermelon. Offer him some chips, something.
Anything.
Peace offering. Like
Peace off.
I bring
I will-
snacks. Let me fish.
I will barter with whatever they're interested in if I can just be a part of the community. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
The good thing is there aren't very many people at this tournament that are part of the community. If we're talking about the actual locals, I mean, Martin Villa is the closest.
Adrian.
True local. Yeah.
Adrian's gonna be hard to handle.
Yeah, he's from around here pretty close, isn't he?
How far is in New England? Like I can't picture how close any of this jump
Adrian's
is.
less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
No. Him and Martin and Ron Nelson. Those are 3 picks
Oh,
right
Ryan's from
there.
up this way?
No, he's from Michigan, but he knows his place as good as anyone.
Michael Neal.
Michael's, yeah, he's caught him here the last few years for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Ron said
Spencer.
none of his stuff was good this year, though.
It's
Yeah,
none of
I mean,
them-
I've seen him a lot, and he's not wrong. Where I've seen him's not good. So
Yeah.
Nobody's hanging with Spencer this week. We've ascertained.
Oh, whatever.
Spencer's about to blow the doors off.
No.
You're
I'm
due.
not catching them
You're
here.
due. Oh, here we go.
Here's what we
Here
got.
we go.
Here's what we got to do. Y'all two got to run the next 2 events, so the entire house gets a win. This
Yeah,
season.
that is true.
How cool would that be?
That would be awesome.
I thought this would be our best chance, but it's looking like it's going to have to be SAG now.
They call him Spicy Spencer for a reason.
Oh.
As the year gets warmer, he just gets better.
He gets
Happened in the
better.
James River last year.
Yes.
Got 100 degrees the
Yeah.
first night tournament.
You're on a
Spencer
top
trashed
10
it.
streak right now.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah,
Spencer's
this will be
gonna
another.
whack 'em.
Yeah, this will be another good one for you. You love it here.
I do
You
love
always
this
catch
place.
them here.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about that. Like,
Some
it
of
doesn't
my
matter
heavy-
how your practice goes. Like, if you love the place,
Yeah.
it just clicks sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but a lot of the areas, or one of my main areas, I do most of my heavy lifting, it ain't going down. So, but we'll catch some fish for sure. Just don't know if I can catch
Did
them
we
now.
ever
Yeah.
get around to guessing any weights? Or we just
No, what do you
like
think weight wise?
said?
Let's try and be realistic.
33 a day.
I said,
33
that's
a day.
and I would have said 30. 60 pounds is a lot. That's
60
not
pounds
bad.
is a lot of weight.
That is a
To
lot
get to
less.
60 pounds here, you're going to have to catch a minimum of 35 bass
Yeah,
in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot.
17 a day.
It's hard to sustain a 2+ average here when 1.8 is the floor. You know, a lot of them are just over that floor. They're 1.9, 1.10, 1.12.
112s. A lot of 112s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's like SAG if we actually got to count them at SAG.
Mm-hmm.
Same. It's about the same
Uh-oh.
exact average size.
Something's happening. Like, what makes the sound?
Well, it's the
ball.
release.
Is it when your finger hits down
Yeah.
here, or is it the
Yeah.
skin rubbing together and releasing?
No,
It's
you
the
hear
skin
that?
because like I can pull my index finger away.
It's hitting down
Yeah,
here.
it's hitting the palm.
That's what makes the noise. Action. Okay, we're back. The
This
camera
is a
over
good
here.
job.
That is a good point.
Snapping like dummies.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we got steady.
Just a second.
Yeah, we got, oh, where are you going?
getting a paper towel. We gotta test this.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, goodness.
We got
33 pounds a day is going
33
away.
pounds? Yeah, I think, I mean, my goal is going to be the same as always. Just catch 15 bass and see where that puts me. Like,
Yeah.
I think that'll be strong. I think for me, if I'm going to catch 15, I'm going to have to catch 10 before noon and then 5 in the third period at low tide. I think that's my,
You know what there for you?
what's the verdict?
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
It's
is.
the
It's
finger
the
hit.
palm.
It's the finger hitting the palm, huh?
Unreal.
Yeah, but don't do it when you just do that.
There's no power. It's the power.
That's it.
It's the palm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm going in with the same goal as always, 15 bass. See where that puts us.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the only thing I'm worried about is fishing pressure, fishing behind somebody and not knowing it.
Yeah.
And then, just seeing how many people are in the small areas, because I'm really banking on 2 or 3 places for like my whole tournament, and that scares me. I hate fishing that way. I'd much rather have a pattern where it's just limitless where you can go. No, this
Or a
is
ginormous area.
yeah, or a huge area that
Yeah.
You could never hurt with 20
You gotta
boats in there.
bait.
But
I don't care how good a spot is, I'm way more concerned. Even if I think that spot is like a 10 out of a 10, I'm way more worried about a spot than a pattern.
yeah,
Like, if you got a pattern that's a 6,
You can run
Yeah.
it
I
anywhere.
feel way better about
no
that.
doubt you
than
got
I do
unlimited water.
Right.
Or,
you can manufacture something. Like,
Mhm.
you can't manufacture what I'm finna go through tomorrow.
And you can't do that on the Potomac. You can't
No.
just like luck
No.
up and stumble onto
We-
it. Like you
this
got to be pretty dialed in. And,
yeah.
We've only had one tournament on this schedule where you could go run around and get bit running a deal. Because you can't do it at Conroe. You couldn't do it at Harris. You couldn't do it at Chick. You couldn't do it at Kentucky. You
yeah,
can't.
Murray, you could just.
I mean, offshore would
That's
be considered
but
a
that's
pattern.
not a pattern. You got to run a bunch of the percentage
There's
odds.
a depth and a
yeah,
But
distance
we're
off the
talking
bank.
percentage
That's a pattern.
percentage odds of likelihood. That's what makes a pattern a pattern. Is repeatability and percentage. Meaning,
You don't find 20
Ex-
schools a day if I don't know where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
But you
pattern
got-
that
but
I'm looking for.
you could run
too
the
low
pattern.
percentage of odds of finding them, and there will be places
No.
that set up right that won't have fish.
No.
A pattern, if it sets up right, it has a bass.
Which
means
means
you can-
exactly Chickamauga and Kentucky Lake.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can tell you 5 miles
Yeah.
before I got to that spot.
Yeah, there
And
was
I
no
found like
fish.
25 new schools in that tournament. So it's
Yeah.
not, you can't say, well, you just know the lake. Well, I mean,
No.
I do, but.
No, you didn't know Chick, and you still found them.
Right. It's the
Yeah.
same deal. Once you understand what they pattern
Yeah.
out there big time.
Oh yeah,
It's a little harder to recognize it. Like it's not.
you can't read it. You can't see it.
Yeah, you can't
Like,
see
on
it
the
big.
map.
Well, I mean, you can
on the
the
map,
map, but yeah. It's way easier to run into a pocket and go, all right, secondary point, dock, blah, 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 you know.
Play it out.
Yeah, whatever it is. But I do agree. I know where you're going with that. Murray was definitely the easiest patternable lake. If that's where I'm assuming that was.
But
Yeah.
what makes a pattern is percentage of repeatability. If ledge fishing was a pattern fishery, you wouldn't go out and have to scan for 12 hours. You'd scan for 2 hours, find all you need to find, and run it. Because
I
you're.
would find like 2 or 3 schools an hour. Okay.
But by that math, across 2 days of practice, that would make you have what, like 50 schools?
Okay, I started the tournament with 36, and I think I ended with like 62 or something,
Yeah.
58 or.
But you got to look at places that don't end up having fish.
That
Not
would be
everything
nice,
is
wouldn't
finding fish.
Yeah, I mean, I had
Yeah.
4 and finished 8. I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, if
Golly.
I'd had 50 schools, I would have had 312 pounds on the last day.
Thank you.
I wouldn't even had any time to fish.
No, I mean, I would have just been reeling them in every cast.
Now, some of them left, and like, I don't know
Oh,
if that's
yeah.
a new school. You know, you
No,
find them
no.
way over there. And is that a new school or is that the same school just moved? But
Yeah,
I had roughly 60 places where I felt like
that's awesome.
the odds were.
I remember when
Yeah.
Kentucky Lake was like for everybody.
Yeah.
Like there was that many of them out there. And Chickamauga used to be incredible.
Yeah.
Like the COVID year, it was like that.
Yeah, there was a lot out
Yeah.
there.
Pickwick is always, in my opinion, it's been the superior king of ledge fishing.
Yeah.
For me.
Used to
Like,
be. Now it's too easy there now.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
not as many.
They get fished for too much. They
yeah.
don't group as good as they used to. But you're right. Back in the day, it was
And the water to fish ratio at Pickwick is not what it is on the rest of TDA.
no, not now.
Not anymore.
Well, Kentucky Lake, if it gets about anywhere close to where it was, there ain't nowhere going to be able to touch it. And I was very impressed last month or
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Very impressive.
there's a lot of fish.
And
The secret is out.
It's incredible.
I went back. I fished like 2 or 3 days the week after the event, and it was unreal how many locals were out there. Like you could tell everybody all of a sudden knew. Like
Within a 2 hour, 3 hour
Oh,
radius, they all
yeah.
flock there.
yeah, everybody came.
Dang.
Indiana, Illinois.
Oh yeah. All right, so what group consensus? We think 60 pounds
60 pounds.
plus or minus 2, 3,
I'm
4
totally
pounds?
cool with that.
Took 77 at Kentucky Lake, I think. 60-pound tour's pushing it. I think you got 53 to 60. You could be in.
55. I'm gonna go 55 to make it make the knockout around 55 pounds. Pick the win. I'm going Adrian.
I'm going.
Spencer Sheffield.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on. No, I mean if
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Nice. But I'm gonna go. I'm just feeling like I'm there this week. I really do.
He's already.
He always
Plus,
catches
I
a
like
lot.
him.
He always catches numbers.
You know, he says
Yeah.
hi to me. You know.
That's all you gotta do for Spencer. Like
Yeah.
you say hi to him.
Say hi.
Hi, Spencer.
Yeah. That's it.
Statistically not true.
Drew.
It was so sad.
No.
It's okay.
I was the only one
I'm happy
using
now.
stuff at the time, and
I'm
you
happy
are
now.
now trying to steal my
I'm
life.
happy now.
Okay. This little kid coming
Who
in.
is this guy?
Just trying to talk.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I like Michael.
Y'all
Miller.
ready
I
for
think
some
he'll be
spaghetti?
good.
Let's go eat some spaghetti
Starve.
and get hydrated for another 95-degree day on the pond tomorrow.
One more.
Hey, the shining star of the whole day is we only have to fish till 3:45.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice, and that's about when it gets at
That's
its
when it gets the
hottest.
worst.
Yeah.
That's
At
like-
2:30, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is.
Well,
this
about
is excessive.
3:30 is when the flies start showing up.
Oh my
Dude, I didn't even mention that this morning.
Oh,
Like how you bought me 2 inches of sweat.
Yeah.
Literally, I seen one just sliding down my leg. And sweating.
They get you 3 times all the way down.
But where are they the rest of the day? They just show up at like 3 o'clock.
Them suckers got some teeth.
Yeah.
When one actually connects, you're like,
Ah! No doubt. All right, let's go eat some spaghetti.
Drew, I can't believe you feel that way.
I don't even say I missed it. I don't.